Hi there, friends. Welcome. Turns out there's a new epidemic of fake games, of scams on Steam. This is going to have certain consequences on Steam, on the marketplace, on a lot of different things, but it's an epidemic and it's starting, and I should have seen it coming, but I didn't. You might have already seen some things about a game. I struggle with calling it a game, with a thing called Banana, which is breaking records of concurrent bots running it on Steam. Banana is touted as an infinite money glitch where anybody can just keep a program open in the background and maybe get lucky and make a couple $100 on a PNG sticker. All while the developer, and accidentally I guess Valve, make millions of dollars. Now there's a new game called Cats, which is even worse. Now we're seeing the flood is beginning of these games, and they are evolving, because Cats has the same basic premise of just farming drops to create an artificial marketplace with all of this, but it's actually incentivizing you to buy stuff with microtransactions within the game that will become drops, that will become things. So they're kind of getting you to want to invest early into things that could potentially become very rare drops that you could then sell for profit on the market. It's even worse. We'll get into Cats in a second. I consider it part of my job to keep an eye on trends within gaming, and for example, looking at Steam charts pretty much every day to see what's moving and what's trending in what direction is important to what I do here. However, I had some personal stuff going on, so I couldn't make an immediate video on Banana when it was blowing up. And then when I came back, I saw that Moist Critical, or Penguinz0, I don't know the man, so I can't call him Charlie, did a video on Banana. And of course, after Moist Critical did it, friend of Moist Critical, Mutahar, over at SomeOrdinaryGames, did a video as well. And I said, well, this is getting a lot of exposure. These are really big YouTubers. They're talking about it. People are informed of it. That's good, because we should talk about it and we should probably get this off of the platform. The part I was ignorant about was that obviously this was going to inspire a ton of copycats. The issue is not that it was going to inspire copycats with their own get-rich-quick scheme, but that the copycats would be effective, and in this case, the copycats would be literal. So look, unfortunately, the really important part of this video is about what is going to happen on Steam with the games that are going to be released, and what are the policies and the things that Steam can do, what actions they can take around this to avoid Steam becoming a cesspool of fake NFT grift games. To explain that, though, I need to make sure that you understand the context of Banana, just in case you haven't heard about it, you haven't seen anything regarding it. If you already know, there's a chapter below, so you can skip my explanation of Banana. And if you don't want to hear me explain it, I'm going to leave a selection of videos down below that talk about Banana and explain it, because it is fascinating. However, I'll do my part and try and explain it as quickly as I can. Banana is a clicker game, although from the tags on Steam, it is also considered psychological horror. And it's a game where you just open it up. In my experience, you don't even need to click on it. You just need to have it open, and you're going to get drops every 3 hours for items for the Steam marketplace. And these items are different bananas. They are fundamentally PNGs. You can't use them in the game. It's not like they're skins for the static banana on the screen that you can technically click on. They are just PNGs that go into your inventory for you to trade on the marketplace. So basically how this works is that you download Banana, you keep it open, and then you receive items in your Steam inventory that you can then go on the marketplace and sell. Because so many people are obtaining these things, and because they are incredibly worthless. Like, you can't even argue that they have certain value attached to them, like you would in a video game with real drops, like a TF2 or a Counter-Strike or something, where at least it's something that you can use in a video game. These are just PNGs that exist in your Steam inventory. This is just a purely speculative market where you leave it open and farm these items with hopes of obtaining a rare one that you can sell for money. In exchange, the game only asks for around 0.5 or 1% of your CPU draw, so you can just leave it there running and hope that you get something, and that's how they get you, because now you're thinking, well, I'm just going to leave it open, and maybe I'll get a rare drop, and I'll sell it, and I can buy myself a Shadow of the Erd tree or something. The thing is, with how Steam works, the developer gets a cut of every single sale done on the marketplace for their game, and Valve gets a cut as well. Valve takes a 5% of everything that is done, but with a minimum transaction fee of 1 cent, which means that most things sell for 3 cents. And the easiest way to look at it is that you're going to get a cent, the developer gets a cent, and Valve gets a cent, but because there's so many worthless bananas being sold every second, the developer is making, through my estimations and a couple of other people's online, anywhere between $500,000 to $600,000 a day. The developer themselves admitted this and how it works, responding to some of the reviews calling out the grift. One could say very proudly, being like, yeah, I figured out an infinite money glitch. You're making money off of it. I'm making way more money, but you know, we're all making money. So what's the problem? We just created like this economy from thin air that benefits everybody, or at least that's how it looks on paper. Obviously, these sorts of things are never what they really seem. Through the developer's own admittance in an interview, around 2/3 of the player base are just straight up bots. And he even contacted Valve to figure out what they could do about it. Although that makes no sense because it is to their benefit that even if they are bots, that the marketplace just keeps churning and churning and churning because then they make money. So it's safe to assume that at least the majority of the over 800,000 people that have Banana running, because I don't want to say playing the game because it's not a game, are bots. And there's still a sizable amount of people that have it running on their computer looking to get lucky or to make a couple of cents, which is probably, if you ever leave your computer on for like a couple of minutes just to farm bananas when you're not doing anything else, you're probably losing money on your electricity bill compared to how much you get from selling the bananas. Now, editing addendum, I feel like that part came off as if I'm really mad at this person for coming up with this really good get-rich-quick scheme, or that it's all their fault or something. They are just exploiting something in the system and doing it in a way that honestly doesn't hurt anybody. People get hurt because it's working, so you could accuse them of that, but they're just looking at an exploit within the Steam marketplace and taking advantage of it. There has always been games like this to pump achievements, to give you stuff in your inventory, to farm cards, to do all sorts of things on Steam. There have been games on PSN that are to farm trophies and are not real games. They just did it in a way that it creates this little economy where they make a lot of money from it. But if nobody engaged in it, it's fine, right? This is a problem. This is a problem of how the Steam marketplace works. And if you're wondering exactly, well, what's the point of doing this? Because, you know, maybe some people look at it and say, there is no way that I will ever get one of those good bananas. Some of those good bananas that are selling for really high prices have never sold. What is the point of this? Well, two things. Part of this is that they are creating artificial scarcity by saying that some of the drops will never be dropped again. And incentivizing people to then spend money on those, thinking that because they will never exist again in the future, they will go up in value, when in reality it's a PNG of a banana and nobody should ever care about it. But if that is working, then hey, it's part of how they are making money and incentivizing people to buy and sell on the marketplace, giving them money. The other thing is that while most of the bananas that you get by just running this game, and probably, in statistically speaking, most of the bananas that 99.9% of people will ever get are worth 3 cents, especially people who are maybe in regions where that 1 cent is worth much more, you know, with regional pricing on Steam and things like that. And if you have nothing better to do and just leave your computer on, meanwhile, to farm these drops, hey, that's even beneficial to them, even though to us who live in countries that use dollars and euros and pounds, it is literally nothing and not even worth the electricity. Again, no hatred towards the person who made Banana. In a way, they are getting rich and exposing a flaw in the system that now needs to be taken care of. The problem comes with the banana likes that are going to flood in a moment, and how they can get worse and worse and worse. So I hope that's a decent summary, okay? People made a game that is not a game, that just farms drops and creates an economy on the Steam marketplace of speculation around PNGs. And while a lot of it is just people farming drops, I'm sure that the dangerous side of this is that some people are actually going to try and get into the market of it and try and hoard certain bananas or try and manipulate the market around it in some capacity and try and make money off of it, and will probably end up losing money. And yes, we can argue up and down and probably say that that's their fault for being dumb, but I'm here to call out bullshit in video games, and this is dumb. The problem itself is not that Banana is very successful and that people can end up hurt, or how this developer is using this to make themselves rich off of doing literally nothing while selling a game, no matter how apparently harmless or actually beneficial it is to people. it's the trend that begins. So I haven't found others, but I am 100% sure that there are many more banana-likes out there designed for the same purpose. And I'm here to tell you that they will be successful. They will start clogging up the Steam top played charts. I would not be surprised if a month from now, around 15 of the top 100 played games on Steam are all basically these little drop simulators. The one that I'm bringing you today is called Cats, and it released a week ago. So these guys got on the move really fast after Banana came out. And it makes sense. If you're a developer looking to make a quick couple $1 million, you just put out a game like this and watch the money make itself on the Steam marketplace. Now, I have admittedly not done the most digging on these developers, but from like general appearances, they actually seem to be like real developers. These guys are called 100 Cozy Games, and they've released a ton of different cat-based hidden image, find the object type games of all sorts. So you've got 100 cats in Turkey and 100 Asian cats and 100 capitalist cats, and they're supposed to be these hand-drawn scenes where you look for cats. And according to reviews, people find them very charming. They find them very fun to play with children. But it makes sense that these guys have a ton of different cat designs and drawings, and why not turn those into PNGs to sell on the Steam marketplace? And that is exactly what they've done. It is identical to Banana, but with a cat, and the cat at least does change colors here if you click it enough, so it's already more of a game than Banana. But it's meant for you to farm drops that you can then sell on the marketplace. Identical. Now, one of the other creepy things about Cats, which is the new one, is that if you go to its events and announcements and the items that you can just like purchase for the game, it's got things like an exchange system where you can exchange some of the items from the game in for the larger, more rare stuff. It also has things like temporarily store item. Only for ? Days, hours, get new money random number 2. Which is an item that you can buy that once the sale ends, it will become a different item. And after that, it will get its own image and title. It'll be removed from the store, but it'll become one of the items on the marketplace. So they did that with money random number 1, which turned into Screaming Cat Animated. So they're looking for other ways to monetize and kind of keep pumping up this FOMO speculative NFT style grift within this game by adding more things. And if you head into the marketplace for cats, you're going to see the same exact thing as what you see on Banana. You're going to see tons and tons of stuff on the marketplace for sale at varying prices, as people are now investing into this marketplace as well, arguably an even more dangerous marketplace because it's consistently asking you up front for money for things, promising you that they're going to be worth something later, maybe, who knows, right? Now you might say, if we've already exposed one of the big grifts, the big player, why are people participating in this one? Well, people are still participating in Banana. There are obviously going to be real people participating in Banana. The real problem of this comes from how Steam wallets and how these games and drops work. And it's in such a way that if you are already committed, you already see the value in playing Banana for the drops. I said playing, I hate myself. If you already have Banana running in order to get drops, there's no reason for you to not have every single other game similar to Banana running as well. You're doing the same thing, but increasing your odds at getting a good drop and making some money while feeding into this weird economy. And this is why these games are destined to be bigger and bigger unless somebody tries to stop it. You see, the way that the drops work is that they are attached to a Steam account, and you can't get more than the drops that are here, so that's every 3 hours on a given Steam account. So the way that the bots work, aside from individuals who are botting, but like the real botters, the people who are running 100, 200, 300 instances of these things, have made dozens of Steam accounts. and they're all running the game on all of those different Steam accounts at once in order to farm the maximum amount of drops to sell them. If you already had to make or buy or whatever dozens of Steam accounts to run individual instances of Banana, and there are new games coming out that imitate the same exact system, the same exact scam of the Steam marketplace, why wouldn't you just download on each of your 20 accounts all of the different games, let's say the 10, 15, 20 different games that work identically, and just have 20 instances of the 20 games running? You're making it so every account is more worthwhile. There's basically no reason not to do it if you already set up accounts or if you already have a machine somewhere that's just starting to get dedicated to farming this stupid thing, which I guarantee you that there are people doing. This is why each one of these that comes out is basically guaranteed a certain level of success, because bots are incentivized. It just makes common sense that if you already have an account, be it personal or a bot, that's running Banana in the background, why wouldn't you also run cats? Why wouldn't you also run whatever the next one is? Talking cacti or random bottle or whatever. It also means that some developers are going to try and circumvent whatever Valve is going to try and do later on. Yes, I am talking about the evolution of the NFT sticker genre. If Valve ever threatens with something that could take these games down for manipulating the market, for not being real games, for whatever reason, which Valve normally, they have opened the floodgates on Steam, and that's normally commendable. Just let Steam regulate itself. But this is a very special occasion, right? This is a strange thing where it's just kind of trying to game the system into what they keep calling an infinite money glitch. So if Valve does take action against these sorts of games, we're going to see some developers come out with games like this that actually have things in them, maybe even progression or something that makes them more of a real clicker game. We might even start to see some of them that try and implement their drops within the game, but they're still going to be games that fundamentally just want you to leave them open and have them running in order to obtain drops to different capacities and different versions that are going to start flooding the store and are going to see success and generate a ton of money because of what I said before. It just makes sense that if you're in for one of them, you're in for all of them. I think that this requires attention and exposure. It's not just Banana. It's going to be an epidemic. There's going to be more and more of these very stupid PNG sticker games coming out. I don't want people getting hoodwinked into them. I don't want any of you guys participating in these economies and thinking that you're going to get lucky. And God forbid, do not invest in this. Don't go into the marketplace and buy stuff, because this is a house of cards. This is collapsing at any moment. Mark my words on that. But the fact that these are just going to keep coming out and there's going to be more and more and more of them, and people are going to try and convince other people that this is how they're going to make money, or that this is how it's going to work, or that you can make cash off of it. It's just a grift that's going to be using hundreds of thousands of people and hundreds of thousands of bots to generate millions of dollars for the developers that are putting up collections of stickers up on Steam with absolutely nothing else, and utilizing the marketplace as this glitch in the system to make that money. In my opinion, Valve needs to act on this as quickly as possible and try and stop it. And you should be aware of it. Make sure that you tell your friends. Make sure you complain about this somewhere. Make sure you tell Valve or something, hey, this is disgusting and this needs to stop. And the reason I made this video is because, yes, big YouTubers have already talked about Banana, but they haven't talked about the impact of Banana on the future of Steam, or at least the short-term future for sure. We really just live in like a dystopia now. Like the stupid cats on my screen, bro. Anyways, stay alert. I don't know. Make up a hashtag, like hashtag stop the stickers or something. Something really needs to be done so that these things don't just start clogging up literally every part of Steam in the next couple of months. Anyways, I've been Mug Thief. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to my patrons up on the Patreon wall for supporting everything I do. If you like the video, if you want these things to stop, please hit the like button. And if you want more of what I do, you can check out the channel, maybe even subscribe. And as always, I'll see you again very soon.